Welcome to the channel. We're playing 20 questions with.
Dave from Authors Reserve.
All right, let's get into the questions. When I say fountain pen, what pen do you think of?
Probably something like an old Parker or Schaefer. Yeah, just kind of a generic fountain pen.
All right, how did you get into pens?
Again, it was either a Parker or a Schaefer pen when I was a kid. I found one stuck in I can't remember if it was a seat cushion or what, but I found it and it was dead. And I tried to bring it back to life and it felt like a treasure, found treasure. I did get it to work for about 15 minutes, but I didn't realize you had to keep putting ink in it.
Mm.
I've learned a lot since then, but I was only 8 at the time. So
So your first pen was either a Parker or a Schaefer. What was your next pen that you added? Like your
in high school, I got into calligraphy, and I think they were just like ball dip pens. So we're just talking about sort of the ink and pen sort of a thing. I would say my first collectible pen, though, was a Lamy 2000. I researched it and I said, I'm going to get into pens and decided that that's when I wanted. It was made or released at roughly the same time I was. So it kind of felt like a good call.
what's your current daily driver?
I am doing Novel November, so I have a suite of daily drivers, but I've been using this Pilot Custom and a Bennu Hot, which they just came out with, and I really love this. It's just amazing. It's kind of opened my eyes to not Yovo nibs and a C80 from Asfine, believe it or not. I had to swap the nib for an extra fine, which writes more like a fine, but once I did that, I'm just loving that pen.
I do really like the Schmidt nibs Benu uses.
Yeah, yeah. So well tuned right out of the box. I didn't have to worry about it at all. Just really
Yeah.
lovely
Like
writer.
I find that Schmidt nibs in general, for me at least, tend to be the most consistent out of the box, regardless of brand. Like Yovos are
Hmm.
sometimes iffy, box can be really iffy, but
I've
Schmidts tend to be fairly good.
the last three Italian pens, and I'm not going to name the maker because I don't want to like slam anyone, but the last three had Yovo nibs, and the last three were all really scratchy, where one of the tines was lower than the other and required a lot of tuning on my part. I don't always get it right. Kirk Spear lives right down the street for me practically. Actually, more like 15 minutes. So I'm planning on sending him a bunch of my nibs to have those fixed because it's beyond me to get them working right.
I am always jealous of people that live close to nib grinders because I do
Yeah.
not. And I just appear at pen shows with a massive list and drop pens off with people and
Right.
go, return them to me on Sunday, please.
Yeah. Right now he's got a Bach titanium number 8 that he's repairing for me. So I'm super excited to get that back and writing with it again.
What's your favorite ink?
I have three. Diamine Writer's Blood was kind of my first love in inks. And then I found Pilot Blue Black as a very practical ink. And then recently Platinum Black Forest or Forest Black, can't remember. It's green ink, Iron Gall ink that just really loving that one. Looking for a pen that looks good in though still.
What's your favorite brand of either pens or ink?
For for you can't see my collection back here, but this middle row here is all inks. And I think most of it is diamond. And as far as pens are concerned, I don't have a favorite brand. I'm very non-committal when it comes to pen brands. But if I had to pick one, I'd say Pilot would be the one I would want if I could only pick one for the rest of my life.
All right. Vintage or modern?
Modern, with the exception of Mont Blanc.
Do you swatch all your inks?
I It's really tough because I have so many. Every once in a while, I'll sit down and I'll take like a 2 dozen and then swatch them all. So I'm getting there. I would like to be able to do it, but really, I'm only using these three inks right now. So no, not yet anyway.
All right. Do any pens always get the same ink or do you switch it up?
I have one pen. It's an Edison Collier Grande that I had custom made last year. That's in Jonathan Brooks. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a fire theme resin, and it always gets diamine writer's blood because it's just such a beautiful match. But the rest of my pens, no, I switch them up all the time.
Do you keep your nib writing samples so you know how every pen writes, or do you just know the nib in every pen?
Yeah, especially for the ones I do video reviews for, you'll see that same Rhodia 80 GSM dot grid paper used for all of them, and I just keep getting new ones, and they're not organized in any particular way. Someday I'll have to rip out all the sheets and then alphabetize them or something. But yeah, I do.
What's a pen you wish you could see in person?
Not that I would want it, but actually, I'm going to change this up a little bit. I would have said I think it's Monkrop Frankenstein, but then I saw you do the sit down with Drew and his pirate pen, and the way he lit up about that. I would want to see that pen and Drew at the same time, like you did. I would never need a pen with a sword built into it, but I would want to see one.
It was one of the coolest moments I've ever experienced. Made all the cooler by the fact that Drew had we were filming 20 questions in a literal hallway in an alcove. Drew beetled past me with a handful of pens and said, "I'll be back." And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see Drew and my mother
Right.
oohing and awing over something. And then as soon as we're done filming, Drew walks over with his pen. And so the first time I see it is on camera. And Drew's only owned it for like 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
But there were definitely, like, that pen was really cool. I recently saw the Monte Grappa Dragon.
Ah.
That pen's really cool.
Mm.
Monte Grappa is there again. Every time I see one, I go, I don't want to own one, but
Right.
they are so cool.
I don't know the dragon. I'm gonna have to look that up. Is it like a big diorama like all the rest of them are?
I don't know that it ever came with a big diorama. It's in Michael Hammer's 20 Questions
Oh,
revisited
okay.
video because it's in his personal collection. And I couldn't find an eBay listing for it.
Hmm. Okay.
It's old and it's lovely
Oh,
and
it's old.
fancy. Like, oh, it's so pretty.
All right. I'm gonna look that up.
What is your current grail?
I'm lucky enough to own all of the pens I want right now, with the exception of two, actually, come to think of it. I kind of missed the boat on the Platinum Izumo or
Okay.
Izumu. So I'm looking for one that I can get maybe on the secondary market, used market. And I'm really jonesing for the Pelican M809, the flat black one that's all black. I just like keep hitting refresh at Atlas right now, wanting to see when keeps when it doesn't say coming soon anymore.
Yeah, I know a couple people that are after that pen at Atlas.
Uh-oh, I
It's
have competition.
it's a very pretty pen. My thing with an M800 is I've never used one for long enough to know if I really like them. So as much as I really like the idea of it, I feel like it's a risky buy.
Well, I did a long-term review of the M805 Ocean
Mhm.
Swirl, and I fell in love with that. And I'm now selling that one on eBay, so I'm trying to get something else into my collection that fits that spot.
Fair enough. Honestly, that's pretty much how I do it. What pen would you recommend to a beginner?
I did a video on it and suggested Lamy Safari as a starter, but that's just I kind of want people just to find one that is the right color for them or feels good in the hand, you know. I have a friend I that is from India and she hasn't used fountain pens in a long time and she picked I helped her pick out a pen and she picked is a Hongdian, the
Yep.
one with the rabbit on it.
Oh, okay.
It's metal and etched, and it's like $19. Gorgeous pen, one of my favorites to look at in my collection. Just one that they like, but if you don't know what you like as far as visually is concerned, then a Lamy because it will help you hold it right and easy to fill and easy to clean, and it's inexpensive.
What ink would you recommend to a beginner?
That's a good question. Probably the Pilot Blue Black. Well, actually, no, I'm going to take that back because this one is really hard to clean. And as a beginner, you're going to need to clean. So I would say Serenity Blue by, um, who is it?
Waterman?
Waterman. Thank you.
I was, see, I was having the same issue. I was like, I want to say it's Parker and it's not Parker.
No, it's not Barker. Yeah, it's Waterman Serenity Blue. It's just so washable. Um, I think most of the pen makers use Waterman Serenity Blue too to test
Yeah,
pens.
it seems to be Waterman Serenity Blue or Pelican 4001 that most
Yeah,
makers have on their
that's
table.
another good one too. Yeah.
What advice do you have for somebody wanting to try out fountain pens who might be a bit intimidated by them?
Start small. Don't invest a lot of money because you don't know what you're going to like. Choose a medium nib to start, especially if you haven't been, writing by hand for a while. Because I think if you use a smaller, finer one, it can make your handwriting look worse, and then that kind of turns you off. So a broader one might help it look better. I think that's about it. Go for a medium, something inexpensive to start with. Grow as you see fit. Watch a lot of YouTube videos, like and subscribe.
There are a lot of us on YouTube that make a lot of pen content.
Yeah, yeah.
What filling mechanism do you think is most interesting, regardless of if you actually like to use it or not?
I like the whole bulk filler, power filler, that whole type of thing. From an engineering perspective, I don't really like using it that much though. I find it gets too much ink on the top side of the piston, and then it gets really hard to clean out, and you just have to take the whole pen apart. It's a pain in the bottom. And so I don't know if you're going to get to this question, but my preferred fountain pen filling mechanism now is eyedropper.
Okay. What nib size do you prefer to write with?
Western, fine to extra fine, pilot, fine medium is like the sweet spot for me. And I think that's the only Japanese size that really fits me. I feel like the fines are too skinny and the mediums are too fat, but the fine medium's great.
I do love a medium fine. It's a great nib
Oh,
size.
which is why I want to try the Platinum Izumo in a medium because I understand it's very close to the fine medium. So I'm looking
Okay.
forward to that. Yeah.
Is there a style of nib you love or find interesting but would never actually use?
I think those with the like two-layer
Oh, a
nibs,
stacked.
stacked nib, right? Those are really interesting to look, but I don't think I'd ever want to use one of those for anything that I normally use fountain pens for, which is writing lots and lots. I'm more of a quantity versus a quality. I don't do artsy stuff anymore. But yeah, those are really gorgeous and very interesting to look at.
They are. The best one I have ever tried was a stack that also had an overfeed, so it had a bar on top so that it got
Oh,
even more ink flow to it. And oh, it was lovely. Like if I
wow.
ever get one, it will be one of those.
Like
But
a fire hose of ink.
it is so much ink on the page, but they're so much fun to use.
Yeah.
Do you always use the same paper? If so, what paper? If not, what paper's your favorite?
My favorite paper is, well, right now I'm using Graphelio and Ireful for
Okay.
doing the no novel November. I've been writing on lined A5s, which are only lined on one side for some reason. That's Ireful. But pretty much anything from design fill is just lovely paper in my book.
Yep,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, I wish I could just buy it in bulk. And
Yeah, I wish I could get loose leaf sheets of MD.
exactly. And I have tried. I saw something on some Japanese website, and I don't read Japanese. And it looked like I could buy A4 sheets there and then cut them down. But apparently they were sold out, and this was something from
Uh-huh.
2008. So,
Well, I have friends who are in Japan frequently, so I might have to like drop a bug in people's ears and go,
yeah,
this is what I'm looking for. I don't know that it exists, but this is what I'm
right,
looking for.
right.
What is your least favorite ink or ink color family?
Bay State Blue is my least favorite ink. I
That's
won't use that anymore.
frequently named color on this channel.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, just that. And as far as least favorite color goes, I don't really have a least favorite color.
All right. Well, thanks for playing 20 questions.
Thanks for having me. It's quite an honor.